I'm experiencing a really strange case of the Mandela Effect. And other people are experiencing the same thing, so something is going on. Hi, and welcome to Quilt Meets World, where we have adventures in piecing and joy. I'm Russ. Come on into my sewing room. Merry Christmas, everybody! This is my normal day for a weekly vlog, and I decided to go ahead and put out the usual. But I decided to make it a little bit festive, hence, the little hat and everything. So, Merry Christmas if you celebrate. If you don't, happy holidays to all the holidays that are out there that you might be celebrating. This has been, one heck of a busy week. Thursday, I had to get my HVAC serviced. It's, my normal, what is it, biannual HVAC service. They did everything fine. I'm going to have heat for the next few weeks, it sounds, so that's going to be pretty awesome. In the afternoon, I had a dentist appointment. Nothing exciting came out of it except I was my hygienist's last appointment for the year, so I guess that's kind of fun. Thursday evening, though, we had a lot of awesome fun. We did a special episode of the social review on my friend Stephanie's channel, Quilting with Stephanie Stitches. It was myself, Stephanie, and our friends Stephen and Walter of The Idiot Quilter. We had a good conversation talking about our favorite YouTube channels that we enjoy watching. And if you can believe it or not, a lot of them weren't quilty. In fact, I don't think anybody mentioned a quilty channel through the entire thing. You should go check out that video if you haven't. And if you want to know more about, the fun other channels that we watch, you might be finding something interesting in there. Friday, I took a morning trip up to Cumming here in Georgia to grab some things that I bought from a friend of mine, which I probably should have done an unboxing video for, but it was just a couple kits and some white back fabric, so it's not that exciting. I also spent a bit of an adventure in Walmart looking for certain goodies, and yeah, I couldn't find any of those goodies. Can't say what they were, but they would have been a fun surprise. They also didn't seem to have any decent butt pillows. And, the look on the Walmart associate's face when I said, "Where are your butt pillows?" was kind of amusing. So I ended up having to order one of those for the retreats. I ordered it off the Amazons. It ended up arriving sometime over the weekend. Saturday morning, I ended up going to my local quilt shop for Saturday Sampler because it's third Saturday, and I do Saturday Sampler third Saturday of the month. I got to do show and tell of another quilt that wasn't quite trimmed and bound, but it was close enough. Spoiler alert, it is now trimmed and bound. At 11 on Saturday, though, it was double duty. I had a recap video of days 15 through 21 of the Missouri Star Quilt Company's Jenny's Countdown to Christmas box. So there was a lot of fun stuff in the box this week, and I went over those and gave a little bit of a extra review on those. But at the same time, I recorded a quilt story video. See, I made a t-shirt quilt for a friend, and he got to open it Saturday on Zoom. I love making people cry for Christmas, and there were some awesome tears. The video will be out sometime soon. I'm still working on getting some pictures from him, getting it edited and stuff, so we will see as soon as it gets uploaded. So if you're looking forward to that, make sure you're subscribed and have notifications turned on. Saturday evening, I was on with my friend Stephanie working on the Bumbleberry Pie block of the month. But the more important thing is we were celebrating our friend Stephen and Walter's 41st wedding anniversary. Anytime that you get, double digits nowadays, it seems to be an awesome accomplishment. And The fact that they got to 41 is, incredible. So, congratulations, Stephen and Walter. May you have another 41 more. Maybe. I mean, zombies do exist, right? Sunday, I spent in here working on some secret projects. I did a lot of cutting, a lot of stitching. Can't really talk too much about that, but needless to say, they're a secret. Monday and Tuesday were working days. It's quiet in around everything, but we ended up doing the work that we needed to do. It's work from home because it is that time of year. But I did get everything that needed to be done. In the evenings, I was focusing on getting the binding done on the aforementioned quilt. That quilt is the quilt that I did as a collab with John of Guys Craft 2. That was an awesome collab. It was done over Labor Day weekend, if I remember correctly. John's had his done for a minute, I believe, and I just got mine fully finished. It was a cat themed quilt, and I've decided I'm giving it to the neighbor's daughter. We have a neighborhood cat that lives catty corner. I've put him in the pictures a couple times, labeled him as not my cat, and like the kid has basically attached herself to the cat. So heaven forbid something ever happened to that cat. So I decided, maybe if I just give her a quilt with cats on it, she will really enjoy it. And that way, the parents don't have to worry about getting her a cat or getting her a pet, because I think at least the dad's allergic. I don't really remember the full story. And today is Christmas Day. I am opening gifts with my sister at some point today. This video is being recorded like super early. So I think we are opening gifts around noon or so, somehow between her cooking dinner and all that other stuff. We'll do it on Zoom. Might see if I could convince her to do a little bit of a, recap. We'll see. Otherwise, we'll probably end up doing a haul video at some point. But yeah, it just depends on what time we get to be opening gifts. Like I said, we're doing it on Zoom because she's in Massachusetts. I'm here in Georgia, and yeah, it could possibly snow, though, so there's no way I'm going to go up there. So yes, Merry Christmas to everybody, and I hope you have an awesome holiday. Okay, so I'm dealing with a Mandela effect. For those of you who don't know what it is, the AI overview from the Googles describes the Mandela effect as, and I'm going to quote here, a social phenomenon where a large group of people share a false memory of a cultural or historical event. The term was coined by a paranormal researcher, Fiona Broom, in 2009 after she discovered that she and others had a false memory of Nelson Mandela dying in prison in the 1980s. Basically, it's a memory that people have of something that didn't happen. Darth Vader did not say, Luke, I am your father in Star Wars. And in Snow White, the Wicked Queen never said, mirror, mirror on the wall. So there's many instances out there. And like I've gone through them. I'm like, are you sure it's always been like this? Like, especially, like Mirror, Mirror and Star Wars and stuff, because you know these things. Um, but another one has happened. The full story is I have distinct memories of watching a cartoon special as a kid based on the beloved Elmo and Patsy song. That song is called Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer. And they made a cartoon based on that song. I have distinct memories watching it when we lived in South Carolina as kids. That would have placed it probably around the late 80s, maybe early 90s. For some reason, I don't know why, I went to research to see if it was available on DVD or streaming or something. And that's when, everything fell apart. According to everything I found, including a copy of the entire special on Vimeo, it says that it was released in the year 2000. I get that time can be a little funky, and you can be off by 2 or 3 years sometimes in the past because, you know, maybe you were in third grade, but you were in fifth grade or something like that. Yeah, things like that can happen. But there's major problems with this, with timing. In the year 2000, I was an adult. I was living in Massachusetts in the Boston area. And for the weeks leading up to Christmas, you know, Massachusetts, not South Carolina, where I remember watching it. Not to mention, I was an adult. I was a year and a half into my first real job out of college. Um, yeah, legal drinking age and all that other stuff, but I don't drink, so it really wasn't. Um, but I remember watching it in South Carolina, but it came out when I was living in Boston. How? I've gone and asked a handful of people, and many people remember watching that special as a youngin in the late 80s or early 90s. So it really doesn't make sense. I don't know what's going on here. We're not arguing whether or not the show existed. We're arguing within like a 10 to 12 year period that it had to show up 10 or 12 years earlier than it showed up, according to all the research. Then it kind of got worse. There was another Christmas special that I remember watching when we were living in South Carolina. I remember, again, distinctly, we watched this on the television that was in the back bedroom. So, again, I have distinct locations of where I was watching it. That show or that special was called Olive the Other Reindeer. I remember distinctly that the title was kind of stupid and just confused. And then the story ends up being that this dog named Olive somehow became a reindeer to save Christmas. I don't know. That special supposedly came out in 1999. Again, many years before or after I distinctly remember watching it. I don't get it because, again, 1999, I wasn't a youngin. I wasn't in South Carolina. How do I have these memories of something, watching something when I was living in South Carolina? How do other people have these memories? What incarnation is going on? Are we collectively losing our mind as a society? Uh, did we just hit another glitch in the Matrix? I don't know. I'm totally confused. So I guess the question is, do any of you have memories of either of these television specials being on in the late 80s or early 90s instead of, you know, 2000 and 1999 when they supposedly came out? If you do, let me know. I suppose I could try to go, find old issues of TV Guide or go to the library and look up the TV listings in the newspaper. But, if somehow history changed, it would have changed back then too. So I don't even know how to go research this. I don't have any goals this week. Well, I do, but they're all retreat things, so I'm just going to combine them all into one thing. I will be spending this Saturday through Wednesday at my friend Stephanie Stitch's Georgia retreat. It's always a whole lot of fun. I just got to get everything packed up. I've got a few projects that I want to work on, and I got to finish prepping them, between Thursday and Friday. Otherwise, I'm going to be doing a lot of extra prep work there, and that's not a good thing. Riley will be at daycare for those days, so I have zero concern about her. Hopefully, she stays calm, doesn't bite anybody's butt or anything. uh, I've mostly got her figured out on how to make sure that she stays a little bit calmer at daycare. And once she's there for like 2 days, she stays mostly exhausted, so she's better the rest of the week. I have a neighbor that will be checking in on Percy to make sure he doesn't throw any of those house parties, so the kids are going to be taken care of. During the retreat, there will be lives on at least one of our channels. As I said, it's going to be myself, Stephanie Stitches, and Stephen and Walter of the Idiot Quilter. So as long as you are subscribed to all of our channels and have notifications turned on for when we go live, you will be able to join us and, get the inside scoop on how awesome the retreat is. I've also heard there may be a special guest that nobody's talking about. I mean, nobody has mentioned that there's going to be a special guest. You didn't hear it, in any of Steven's recent episodes about a surprise guest. You haven't heard it from Stephanie. I know you haven't heard it from anybody, but there might be a special guest. And if there is, they might join us. Who knows? We are all looking forward to sharing all of these retreat goodie details with you, so make sure you join us, please. Anywho, I think that's going to be about it for today. I hope you were entertained a little bit with my weekly shenanigans. They're very merry this week. If you wouldn't mind doing the things that make the YouTube algorithm happy, that would be awesome. They are things such as liking the video, commenting below, or eating some fruitcake, if you're brave enough. Subscribing to my channel is free and a wonderful way of letting YouTube know that you like my shenanigans. Ringing the bell icon next to the subscribe button will get you notified when I go live, especially during the retreat or when I upload other videos. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and an awesome week. Until next time, stay happy and remember, always measure your life in love.